For centuries, bringing an idea to life required a physical toll: pigments, recording studios, and years of muscle memory. Today, it's compressed into a second. Historically, creativity was locked behind three distinct walls: access to professional tools, years of specialized training, and the raw time to execute. If you lacked the financial budget to secure all three, your ideas stayed trapped inside your head. This chart tracks the immediate economic fallout from generative AI entering the global market. We're seeing music creator revenues declining by 24%, while audiovisual workers are experiencing a 21% drop in income as machine-generated outputs flood the marketplace. The anxiety spreading through creative industries is entirely grounded in reality. When algorithms can instantly synthesize what used to require a team of professionals, traditional career pipelines fracture. But zooming in on how these new technologies are actually used reveals a different bottleneck. The modern digital workspace isn't a single intelligence. It is a chaotic pile of competing applications, subscription tiers, and isolated platforms. A single project requires jumping between tools: Midjourney to generate base images, Runway for motion tracking, a separate tool for voice cloning, and another app for sound design. The mental toll of managing this actively works against the creative process. This friction leads directly to AI slop. AI slop refers to mass-produced, low-quality generated content designed to drive clicks rather than deliver real value. When creators prioritize high-volume generation over a unified, carefully directed vision, the result is a sea of homogenized noise. The immediate threat to digital artists is exhaustion. They are being bogged down and paralyzed by the sheer friction of managing the tools meant to accelerate their work. We are moving away from the traditional linear studio model, where projects passed slowly from strategist to creative to production. Now, a solo creator armed with text-to-video models can execute workflows that generate and modify cinematic scenes in real time. Because these capabilities are so accessible, the baseline for what audiences consider good keeps rising. We call this aesthetic inflation. Cinematic lighting, crisp motion graphics, and flawless color grading are no longer the hallmarks of premium content. They are the minimum requirement. This graphic outlines the new reality for legacy media companies. When off-the-shelf software can produce hyper-real textures and Hollywood-level visual effects, financial budgets no longer protect large agencies from indie creators. Instead of a slow, linear production schedule, the new standard is rapid iteration. Creators can capture basic blocking and acting, then apply AI-driven transformations, altering wardrobes, environments, and lighting, exploring dozens of visual directions in the time it used to take to render a single frame. When the technical barriers to entry drop to zero and everyone has access to the exact same render quality, flawless execution ceases to be a competitive advantage. This industry analysis identifies the specific shift happening right now: the evolution of the creator into an AI auteur, or creative director. In a landscape where anyone can generate a high-fidelity image, the deciding factor becomes emotional discernment. The ability to translate an intuitive feeling or specific vibe into the precise language required to direct an algorithm is now the most valuable skill a creator can possess. We have seen this exact pattern before. When digital recording software collapsed a $1 million recording studio into a laptop, it created an initial overflow of noise. But it also allowed extraordinary talent to craft a masterpiece entirely from home. Artists who focused on unique perspective rather than raw technical access were able to redefine their genres. They stood out amid a flood of digital content because they prioritized artistic meaning over mechanical access. By stripping away the mechanics of art production, artificial intelligence forces a terrifying but liberating return to pure human imagination. A director cannot shape that imagination into a coherent project if their workspace is scattered across a dozen incompatible browser tabs. The structural solution to this fragmentation is an AI creator foundation. Platforms like Talonsight replace disconnected apps, allowing domains, motion, vision, and sound to converge into a unified terminal layer. Beneath this sits the infrastructure layer, coordinating a proof-of-work ledger that tracks artifact lineage to protect copyright. With infrastructure placed at the center, creators can move effortlessly across different mediums. You can generate an environment, apply motion effects, and score the scene without ever leaving the ecosystem or losing the project's history. A powerful generative model is severely limited without the structural architecture required to harness, refine, and legally protect its outputs. Industry gatekeepers, who once used massive budgets to control the creative market, are losing their grip as professional-grade tools become accessible to everyone. The successful creator of 2026 is a solo orchestrator. They command the output capacity of an entire traditional studio, limited only by the depth of their own ideas and their ability to articulate them. The future of digital media belongs to those who treat these models as leverage. By owning the purpose of the work and directing the algorithm's speed, creators can achieve outcomes that simply weren't possible before.